the Tape is brought to you by that prize guy. Patrick Habirora versus Danny Roberts. Habirora is 24, Roberts is 37. Both men 6'1". You see Habirora moving up a weight class, came in underneath that welterweight limit. And the hometown favorite has a slight reach advantage.
Gentlemen, you're going to protect yourselves at all times. Obey my instructions at all times. You keep fighting till I tell you to stop. Touch gloves if you want. Step back.
There's Patrick Habirora with the Belgian flag on his shorts. Danny Roberts in the opposite corner. Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy on the commentary desk. Ready. 3 5-minute rounds. Go.
Man, you can cut the tension in this room with a knife. See Patrick just stalking. Danny Roberts going to try and get some reads on him. This is really where you see the difference in size between the two of them. Look at the depth, the thickness of Danny Roberts' legs compared to Patrick's. It's a powerful base that he's working with. The speed of Patrick Habirora might be the leveling factor, though.
I asked him in the fighter meetings if at this larger weight he maintained that speed, if he felt like he could still move as well. He said, yeah, I was about the same size, I just didn't have to cut weight this time. But he does give up tonight. What do you say, Dan, about 20+ pounds to Danny Roberts?
Yeah, it has to be, It's a decent amount of weight. I mean, Danny Roberts really rehydrated and filled out well, whereas, as you said, Patrick's kind of walking around at this weight. That was a nice shot to the body. That'll check your weight cut. Look how laser focused Patrick's eyes are. Looking straight through Danny Roberts. Danny wants to close him down. He wants to get close to him so he can weigh on him. He can bear that heavy weight down on him.
Habirora caught Roberts out at the very end of a right hand. Saw Habirora pawing at his left eye briefly. Thought that Roberts maybe got a poke in there. Now Roberts in, pressing Habirora against the barrier, trying to get a takedown.
Yeah, this is where you can really see the size and strength difference, but Habirora has managed to get a tight clinch in here. It's like he's going to try and make some space with that seek up on the bicep. Foot stomp, old school style.
You know, I had to chuckle when Patrick Habirora talked about Danny Roberts. Said, I know that these old school guys like to make it a war. I don't like to make fights a war.
Yeah.
I just want to hit you and make you go to sleep. And Danny Roberts wouldn't deny that. He absolutely wants to turn this into a grinding mixed martial arts affair.
This is going to suit Danny Roberts, especially with this being his weight class. The more he can slow Patrick down and stifle him in this early round and drain him. We saw GSP do this to BJ Penn. Fill his arms up with lactate, make him slower. It's like Patrick's got some space here.
Good frame built with that left hand. Buys himself a little bit of room, but Danny Roberts muscles his way back in.
This is your second warning. Use your position or I'll split you up.
Warning from the referee there. It's like Danny Roberts in on a single leg. He tries to run the pipe. Great balance there by Patrick.
Wow. Excellent reversal of motion. Escape to his right, then his left. And now Habirora is able to extract himself from the grip. 90 seconds left in round one. Main event fight, Patrick Habirora, undefeated rising star out of the Belgian mixed martial arts scene in the green shorts. Danny Roberts, a longtime UFC veteran, in the black.
I think we need to see Patrick feint a little bit more. He's kind of stationary to 100 miles an hour. I think if he moved, if he feinted, if he gave Danny some looks, he might draw some attacks out of Danny that he can counter. and that's where his speed would show through.
There's a good combination from Habirora, and you see him in and out so quickly.
And you can see that old school tendency of Danny to kind of stand and swing back as well, like, I'm gonna get you. Beautiful in and out of range, and now Patrick feints and Danny gives ground.
Habirora drove a nasty right hand into Danny Roberts' midsection. You saw the...
Oh! Head kick! Patrick Habirora in the first round! Wow! What a finish for the Belgian Panther!
Our referee, Rich Mitchell, calls a halt to the action at 4 minutes and 32 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by TKO, the Belgian bomber, Patrick Habirora!
Time now for the tail of the tape for this main event. Ireland's Paul Hughes and Brazil's Bruno Miranda. Brought to you by that prize guy. Paul Hughes, 28 years of age. Bruno Miranda is 34. Hughes stands 1 inch taller, weighed in 3 pounds heavier, and has a 3-inch reach advantage over Miranda.
All right, gents, you're both clear on the rules. You know exactly what I expect from you. Listen to me at all times. Have fun, enjoy. Touch gloves if you want to.
Oh, Sean O'Connell! Sean O'Connell. I have energy running through me right now from this crowd. I don't know how Paul Hughes is containing himself.
Dan Lovaheady draws main event duties. He will oversee the action. Bruno Miranda's in the black trunks. Paul Hughes in the green. The lid of SSC Arena about to blow off. And we are underway. 3 5-minute rounds.
Here we go. Bruno's going to open up with kicks. That's his best weapon. He's got super long-range kicks. And he peppers his opponent with them, as we saw against Pitbull. See, Paul is so good at managing the distance between him and his opponent. So good at just being out of range or being just in range to be able to catch it and counter.
Miranda throws a lot of kicks, high volume, big power. He uses those kicks to set up big hands. Oh, left hook!
Counter hook!
And a right hand! And the hammer fist! Paul Hughes! Belfast! I have big news for you!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Lovaheady calls a halt to the action at 42 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner via TKO, Paul Big News Hughes!
Tail of the tape brought to you by that prize guy. Nemkov is 33, Reina Ferreira is 36. The height difference is 8 inches. And the reach difference is 9 inches in the favor of the Brazilian, who also weighed in 17 pounds heavier.
Gentlemen, center, please. Gentlemen, you're going to protect yourselves at all times, obey my instructions at all times. You keep fighting till I tell you to stop. Touch gloves, step back. Let's go.
Look at the size of those guys compared to Rich Mitchell, my goodness. And Rich is a decent-sized guy. These are just humongous.
Ferreira is in the dark trunks. Vadim Nemkov in the blue. Conan Silveira and company in the corner of Ferreira.
Okay.
The legendary Fedor Emelianenko in the corner of Nemkov.
Go.
As is Nemkov's older brother, Victor, also a professional fighter.
Yeah, having the legend Fedor in your corner must be such a superpower mentally. All the wisdom that he's got, all the information he can pass on, dealing with big guys as well.
Who breaks the seal here, Dan? That was one of my #1 questions in this heavyweight fight, because you're taking a huge risk stepping into range against either man.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, good Good touch with that left hook, tries for the takedown, almost gets it, and he's got it. Look at that, established the takedown straight away.
It was a good sprawl initially from Ferreira. Doesn't continue the effort though and ends up on his back.
See, this is where the size works it to the advantage of Nemkov. He can move quicker. He's got shorter limbs, he can take shorter steps. And in these circumstances, when you're such a long individual getting cramped up against the fence, Nemkov can generate real power at this close range. Forearm across the throat. And you've got to think back to Fedor's ground and pound in those, you know, those Pride days. Nogueira just massive bombs from the top. You've got to think that is the game plan here. Ground the big guy, beat him up, soften him up. Even if they want the knockout on the feet, this is all money in the bank. Good elbows.
You just mentioned Nogueira. Reina Ferreira actually started his MMA journey training with the Nogueira brothers down in Brazil. Perhaps feels a little bit of rivalry with this Fedor camp.
Oh, we're seeing some blood already, Sean. That looks like fresh blood on the canvas just underneath Henon's head. It's only a little bit, but something to keep an eye on. And now he's past the half guard, which means that Henon's spine is aligned with the fence, making it difficult for him to move his hips at all.
Fedor on the right side there in the corner. And you can see Nemkov trying to kneel on that right bicep, isolate that bottom arm so he can open up the guard that much more.
Maybe the blood's from another fight, you know. It looked like it had just landed, but he looks relatively unscathed right now. Maybe a little bit out of his nose, perhaps.
Halfway through round number one, it has been all Nemkov so far. Top pressure here, forcing Reina Ferreira to switch sides.
Now he's mounted, and this is where the arm triangle comes in. Look at this, he's going to try and force that arm across the center line. We do see blood now coming from the nose of Reina Ferreira. Setting up that arm triangle, he's going to try and force that right arm of Reina across his center line to pair it with his head, and then he can use that arm triangle to choke him. Tries once again. Henon's reading it though, right?
He's reading it correctly, but every time you get a little posture from Nemkov and he throws a punch or an elbow, it forces those arms to come back up to defend.
Potential armbar.
Perhaps going to sit back on an armbar here.
The risk here is losing the position, which has happened several times in Nemkov's career.
And he rolled over the top, did Ferreira.
Tries to step over, that's the big man. That's the advantage of the big man there. He just hipped in the weight that landed on Nemkov then.
He's going to have to fight for position first, and he doesn't, so Nemkov able to roll back to the top.
See, that's technique over size. That's a clear advantage of Nemkov, knowing how to move his body to make the most of the position. And he's going arm triangle again. Look, I've done my research. I expect an arm triangle. That means the ATT corner have been expecting one as well.
Here's another setup. And this one is getting tighter and tighter.
Oh, this is done.
It's over! Vadim Nemkov with a first-round submission for a heavyweight belt.
Wow. Clean game plan. Take down, beat him up, soften him up, and expose. And the reality is, Reina was working to defend those arm triangles. He knew what was coming, but he just couldn't hold him off. Really impressive for Nemkov.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Rich Mitchell has put an end to this fight 4 minutes into round number one. Your winner by triangle choke and new PFL heavyweight champion in the red corner, Vadim Nemkov.
Ladies, you're clear on the rules. You know exactly what I expect from you. Touch gloves, you're going to touch gloves. Have fun.
Collins in the dark kit, Cyborg in the red. Dan Mulvahetty will oversee the action. 5-minute rounds possible in this world title fight. Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy on the commentary desk.
Number one. Ready, ready.
Southpaw stance here for Sarah Collins. Talked about that in the fighter meetings. She's right-handed, but in judo, you put your dominant foot forward. And after years of judo, she didn't want to change her stance. So that's one of the things, Dan, that makes that lead hook you were talking about so powerful. That's actually her dominant hand.
It makes a lot of sense. My teammate Paul Daly was a natural southpaw, and he knocked everybody out with that left hook. And you can see that natural power in Sarah Collins. It connects all the way through her posterior chain to that back foot. That strength from, oh, there it is. That strength from judo becomes power in mixed martial arts. And it's quite clear that she's looking for that counter hook here.
One thing you have to appreciate about Cyborg is the fact that her long career is just, it's so consistent.
Check that for me, please. Check the thing for me.
Have a little check of the...
Maybe the live poke pawing those lead hands at one another.
Coach, I'm checking it. No coaching during timeout, please.
Yeah, a couple of scratches on her there. That doesn't look like a scratch from a closed fist, I'll be honest. Oh, it was a fingernail on the inside of the glove. Oh, no, there we go. There's this.
Looks like almost the thumb on the lead hand and then the backhand pawing.
Yeah.
Thumb? Yeah, cool. You got your time. You good? Yeah, you want to wipe it or you good? You want to wipe it? No? Good? All right, Chris.
Referee Dan Mulheady offering for a rag to come in, which is one of the rule changes that happened months ago. Touch of gloves back underway here. 145-pound World Championship bout.
Not an ideal start for Sarah, given the fact that this is a 5-round fight. She's already opened up a little bit, and that can be worked on now. See that steady pressure of Cyborg. She knows where she wants you. Sarah looks a little stifled here, a little like she's struggling to get started. She seems to be covering Cyborg's movement as well. That was a nice front kick. Like not allowing Cyborg to win the outside track, and I think it's probably because of that right hook.
Cyborg snuck a right hand in, but Collins landed a counter right hook on the exit.
Ouch. I wonder if she's going to start working that body with the kick as well, or whether she's cautious of the judo of Collins. Cyborg circles to push the opposite way. Interesting footwork.
Another thing we discussed in the fighter meetings about how Collins can get her judo to come into play in a fight like this, and she said one of the downsides of judo is you can't really force it. You have to let it come to you a little bit in an MMA fight.
That lead hand working, but referee's gonna have to keep an eye on those open fingers. Good level change, body lock.
Cyborg with the takedown here in the first round. 2 minutes left to work. Right onto the back of Sarah Collins. Uses the right hand to punish her on the stand-up.
We get out of this first round and Sarah Collins walks back to her stool. She might feel a moral victory here, just keeping it together in this first round under such pressure. She might be able to start rebuilding, but this is the dangerous Cyborg that we know. When she starts throwing those hook punches. Sarah looks like she's a little bit of a direction from her corner between rounds here. She seems to be waiting on Cyborg a little bit too much. That's going to give Cyborg confidence to open up.
She did land a good inside leg kick there, but it's one shot at a time. Cyborg tries the head kick. And again, those winging punches that have become a signature of her style. Quick and violent. Just over a minute now in round one.
Head movement by Cyborg. Moving away into range. You see how she's closing the door and forcing Sarah to move to her power side. There's the inside low kick.
Took the opportunity to kick out the base leg as Collins tried her own kick.
Good
straight
shots
right to the body.
Wow. I wonder if we're going to see Cyborg bring that left hook over the shoulder. The right hand there, though, for Sarah again. That inside low kick's brutal.
Cyborg switched the right hand to an elbow as Collins came forward. So now Collins has to worry about that as well.
Goes for her own inside low kick. Cyborg clearly has a lot of respect for Sarah Collins. We've seen her crash forward and again with that right hand. We've seen her be a lot more aggressive in the past. Still trying to get reads on this fighter in front of her. It's a good front kick from Sarah Collins that gets caught, driven into the fence by Cyborg. Probably close the round here, I think.
She'll just lean into the cage to close out round one.
And then right at the end of the round here, man, that's about as back of the head as you can get. So we've had a scratch and a punch to the back of the head. I think the referee's going to be on her from this round onwards.
Here's another look at it just as they close out and start round number 2. Collins in the southpaw stance again.
I like that inside low kick from Collins. Just seems to be waiting a little bit too much for me. It's going to allow Cyborg to dictate. I think she needs to at least start to open up a little bit with her footwork or her feints, maybe give Cyborg the idea that she's going to level change even if she doesn't want to.
Another inside leg kick there from Cyborg, who backs herself out as Collins tries to clash forward into a clinch.
Cyborg's like a buzzsaw every time you step close to her. I mean, she really doesn't like to take a back step. It's a calculated attack, but it's still as aggressive as it was back in her old shoot box days. I mean, that team had a reputation for being wild in the cage. Sarah's kind of trapped here a little bit. That's a good counter right hook, though. I like that shot to the body that Cyborg keeps working, though. That'll break you down over 25 minutes. Big kick. Blocked by Collins.
Collins tries a kick of her own, blocked by Cyborg. More aggression here in the second frame from Sarah Collins.
She needs more feints here. She's kind of getting stuck again. The other thing as well to consider, because Sarah Collins got such a good...
Nice takedown here on a caught kick from Collins into the closed guard of Cyborg. Plenty of time to work here. 3 minutes left in the round. And if you're looking for an equalizer in Sarah Collins' favor, it should be the ground game more than anything. She gives up so much experience in the striking arts.
Good elbow from Sarah Collins as she's looking to defend these arm bars that Cyborg looks to be threatening with. Sarah Collins looking now to pass, see if she can get around the legs, but Cyborg doing a great job of righting her hips and squaring back up. She's got a double knee shield at the moment as well as wrist control, stopping Sarah Collins really mounting any kind of offensive. Half a round to go, though. Oh, that was a good move by Cyborg. Allowed her to punch and pulled the arm across the center line. Sarah needs to drag that right arm across the belly. There she does. Elbow pops out to the side.
Even from the bottom, Cyborg being the aggressor here. Left hand pounding at the ear of Sarah Collins. Climbing the guard to potentially set something up. Trying to lock down that left arm.
Again, she's stuffing that arm. Sarah Collins got to be cautious of a triangle. That was a good effort, but Sarah's so
kick.
savvy to read that. That was a solid up kick from Cyborg.
Collins backs out.
That was a hard kick. That's an arm breaker, that kind of kick. I think sometimes fighters, they get in there, when you step in here against Cris Cyborg, it's just such a different problem to anything you've ever faced before. Size and power and aggression. Difficult to adjust to. I think sometimes it catches people off guard, and I think that's what Sarah seems to be struggling with in these opening couple of rounds.
There's a reason she holds 5 different belts. Cyborg with a signature violent style that has been hard for a lot of different opponents to deal with.
Looking for a judo control here. But Cyborg's gonna be wise to it. She's on the body lock. She's got that hand around the back of the waist that you can see she's controlling.
Good left hand there from Collins.
Good body shot there from Cyborg. Right hook into the midsection, followed by a knee.
Close of round 2 here in Lyon, France. Round 3 of a possible 5. Sarah Collins, Cris Cyborg. 145-pound world championship bout.
Inside low kick returned by Cyborg. Corner team of Sarah Collins are asking her to feint with her hands and go. I think they wanted to either follow the feint with a kick or a takedown. See, Cyborg's closing that right hand down so well, shutting the door. Nice, straight right there.
Good flurry from Collins. Cyborg responds with a right hand of her own.
So we've got a little scratch under the eye of Cyborg. That's a great body kick again.
Drives that right shin and foot into the body of Sarah Collins.
It feels a little bit like Sarah Collins' game plan was based off working on whatever Cyborg threw at her. I'd like to see her be a bit more offensive here. Even if she's just threatening with takedowns, I think it could really make Cyborg work harder than she's choosing to. It's better position for her, but every time she goes for that judo over control into the armpit, she's exposed to those body knees. Oh, scarf hold position. Now, interestingly, we talked about this in the fighter interviews, and she was banned from doing this for a while. It's a very judo-centric move, but we see it working really well in women's MMA. You can see she's got this here. Now, if Sarah Collins can force that near side arm down and trap it, she's got an Americana position here that can be devastating to the shoulder joint.
If she can get her right leg under the tricep of Cyborg and force the forearm down under her own shin, just a little hip in, and that'll break your arm.
Here it is, look. So you're going to probably see her try and force that hand down and trap it with the leg. And Cyborg knows it, which is why she's clinging onto it so well. Tries to scoot out of the back. Going to use the fence as well. Great control here by Sarah, but she needs to have a plan here because she's going to lose this position. And Cyborg's taking the back.
And that's why the scarf hold position was banned from Sarah Collins in training for a while. Here comes a choke attempt from Cyborg. She used the heel kicks to try and soften up the defense of Sarah Collins.
Your fingers out of gloves, Sarah. Get your fingers out of gloves.
Forearm right across the jaw, which can be a submission in its own right.
It's just a straight face bar here, but Cyborg's got the power for the squeeze.
There's a tap!
Oh, wow.
Third round submission for Cyborg and another championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee, 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘, has stopped the contest at 2 minutes, 55 seconds in the third round. And your winner by rear naked choke, and still PFL Women's Featherweight Champion in the red corner, Cris Cyborg.
Gemma Auld from Scotland, 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏. Here's a look at your tail of the tape. Gemma is 34, 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏 26. The height and reach advantage go to 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏.
Ready? Ready? Let's go.
No touch of the gloves to start. Instead, these women will measure out the striking distance and then get right to it.
And you can see straight away here, Gemma Auld is trying to use her footwork to keep space. But as soon as this gets into a clinch, you're going to see 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏 trying to break as well. She wants to keep this in a striking range. 43-5 as a Muay Thai fighter. But Gemma Auld, as we know, is very strong on the ground.
Good combination to the body, finish to the body at least at 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏, throwing multiple punches and finishing with kicks here early.
Yeah, very fluid with her striking, 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏. Takedown attempt pushed away. Gemma Auld's going to need to either set that takedown up a little better or try and get Sammy against the fence so she's got nowhere to run away. Beautiful work with the body shots.
You heard Andy Shepard mention that Gemma Auld undefeated as an amateur before making her pro debut in the PFL, where she was victorious by first-round TKO. She's gotten by in a lot of these fights with superior athleticism.
You can see how quick she is with her footwork and her underhooks as well when it comes to defending takedowns. She knows exactly where she wants this fight. That long lead hook to the body as well. Gemma Auld can't be taking too many of those shots to the body. It's going to bring her hands down and leave her head exposed.
𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏 been through a lot as of late. Personal loss and some family tragedies. And then had a case of sepsis that put her in the hospital, required a pretty long and arduous recovery. Looking really good here in round number 1.
Yeah, this PFL debut for Sammy has been a long time coming. It's been frustrating for her to not be able to get in here sooner.
And you can see with the fluid striking why so many people were excited about when she was able to finally make this happen. Gemma Auld finally gets a hold of 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏, runs her into the smart cage barrier right in front of our broadcast position.
Gemma Auld's got her hands together now. That makes it a stronger position, stronger body lock. She's going to look to trip the legs or maybe even try and take the back of 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏. You can see Gemma doing a good job here, controlling the body of 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏, looks to try to tangle the legs up. Good balance by Sammy so far.
Grab the cage.
Halfway through round number 1. Gemma Auld on the back of 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏, trying to get her to the mat.
Oh, I like those elbows from behind. They're very clever. Sammy doing a good job here of unlacing her legs every time they get tangled up. She knows what Gemma Auld's trying to do. Got good training partners in the gym as well. 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏, girls that are going to try a lot of these trips and sweeps on her. And of course, most of the time people are trying to take her down because they don't want to deal with her striking. We can see some blood on the back of 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏 though from the nose of Gemma Auld.
Auld was able to get 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏 to the mat very temporarily. 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏 builds right back up to her feet. And these attempts should slow the pace of this fight down if they ever do get back to striking range. Grueling work here against the cage.
Yeah, I think one other thing I would potentially do if I was Gemma Auld is maybe try and knee the thighs a little bit. Try and take away some of the kicking power of 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏. And again with the takedown, 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏 scrambles back to her feet. Good work wrestling here for both of these ladies, but I'm impressed with Sammy, I'll be honest. I thought Gemma was going to be able to get her on the floor and control her a little easier than this.
And 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏 finding ways to even strike with an opponent on her back. Now Auld able to gather both legs. Good recovery again from 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗏.
And you've got to think as well from a judging perspective, you know, of course 𝗟𝗪𝗏 is controlling here, but she keeps working for takedowns that are failing, and she's also getting hit in the process. So you can't even score these exchanges necessarily for 𝗟𝗪𝗏 because she's taking more shots than she's giving. Tries for another takedown, great work. Sammy's going to build up again though. So stubborn with her takedown offense, it's impressive.
A battle of wills here as 𝗟𝗪𝗏 keeps trying to get 𝗟𝗏𝗄 to the mat. Hammer fist to the side for 𝗟𝗏. Round one coming to a close here in Belfast at SSE Arena. Back to the stools they'll go. Dogged in the pursuit of takedowns in round number one. We'll see if the strategy remains the same in this second frame. Sean O'Connell and Dan Hardy cage side at SSE Arena for PFL Europe action. Paul Hughes, Bruno Miranda in the main event. Alan Philpott against Lewis McGrillen in the co-main, all coming later tonight. Good right hand and then a right stabbing kick from 𝗟𝗏𝗄.
Nice. The pacing of her striking is beautiful as well. Sometimes she'll give just a little gap between, like she did there. She go cross hook, pause, kick to follow.
Again attacking to the body and then a flurry up top. Blood on the face of 𝗟𝗪𝗏. 𝗟𝗏𝗄 happy to throw volume. I mean, beautiful. Two to the body, finishes with a hook to the head. Even when 𝗟𝗪𝗏 catches a kick, 𝗟𝗏 continues to pour on the offense.
There's a clear violent instinct as well with 𝗟𝗏𝗄, the way that she puts her combinations together. You can really see that she spent a lot of time drilling those Muay Thai combinations. Nice level change by 𝗟𝗪𝗏 though. 90 seconds into the round, she's going to try and ground this fighter. Hard work in the first round. Let's see if she has more success in the second.
Good balance from 𝗟𝗏𝗄. And I mean, that takedown attempt was absolutely by necessity for 𝗟𝗪𝗏 here in the early goings of round two. She was getting pieced up on the feet.
A lot of blood across the back of 𝗟𝗏𝗄 again from the nose of 𝗟𝗪𝗏, but she lifts and slams. And now she's got weight on Sammy's back, might make it more difficult for her to build up here.
One hook in for 𝗟𝗪𝗏. 𝗟𝗏𝗄 ignoring it so far to try to get back to her feet.
Second hook's gone in now as well, Sean. Now she's going to try and flatten 𝗟𝗏𝗄 out. Let's see what Sammy's sub-defense looks like here. Now she's mounted.
𝗟𝗪𝗏 hammer fist from the top. Working with the right hand. And a choke attempt. 𝗟𝗏𝗄 tucks her chin to try to get this choke off her neck.
Oh, that looks tight.
Big squeeze from 𝗟𝗪𝗏. Flattening out her opponent. And gets the tap.
Wow. That was such a hard-fought victory for 𝗟𝗪𝗏. Really impressive that she managed to work through the striking.
2-0 as a pro now from Scotland. Handing 𝗟𝗏𝗄 her first defeat.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, referee 𝗟𝗏𝗥𝗢𝗍 calls a halt to the action at 2 minutes and 43 seconds of round number two, declaring your winner via submission to a rear naked choke, 𝗟𝗪𝗏𝗏.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now.